testing, treating, fighting to live a normal life. I know, I've had diabetes since I was 6 years old. A lot of people don't think it's deadly, but diabetes kills more Americans each year than breast cancer and AIDS combined. It's been called a silent epidemic, and without your help, it will keep getting worse. Please join me in the movement to stop diabetes. Share your passion and your story. Get involved in local events like the Tour de Cure or the Step Out Walk. Learn how you can better manage this disease or reduce your odds of developing it. And give what you can to help us spread the word and fund programs like the Diabetes Camps for Kids and research to find a cure. Join the movement at StopDiabetes.com. Help us fight a deadly disease that shortens and burdens the lives of millions of Americans. Together, we can stop diabetes.
Talk Radio, WRNR, Martinsburg, FM 106.5, AM 740, and TalkRadioWRNR.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by providing a wide range of services, including immunizations, blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
These days, most dealers are charging over MSRP on new vehicles, but not at CMA's Chevy Toyota of Martinsburg. In fact, we also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and most used vehicles that we sell. We have a huge selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, so we have a vehicle on our lot for every budget. Stop by today for your lifetime warranty and no MSRP markups, or visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com. CMA's Chevy Toyota, where owners just care more.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience. Family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at SuttonandJanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by providing a wide range of services, including immunizations, blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349, and that's 304-579-7349, or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
You have auto insurance because, let's face it, stuff happens. And then you feel punished with a rate hike after filing a claim? Erie Rate Lock changes all that. With Rate Lock from Erie Insurance, your low rate stays great until you change cars, drivers, or your address. Your Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com or call 304-263-3361.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. It's not available in all states.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Hi, I'm Philip McCoy. Ameriprise Financial has been serving and supporting this community for decades. We believe that every dream is
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening and welcome to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here on the campus of Martinsburg High School as we get you ready for some EPAC basketball here on the Sunset Water Countdown to Tip-Off on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Countdown to Tip-Off brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. Spencer Dupuy, Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, John Alderton and Colin McLaughlin. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. We're happy to have you with us for this EPAC on EPAC matchup here tonight. The second of the season between these two teams, Martinsburg and Jefferson. And you go back to the first one, it was the first conference game of the season for both these teams. And it was a 16-point victory for Jefferson over Martinsburg on their home court, 89-73. But, Nick, Martinsburg was leading going into the halftime that game.
The Dogs did have a 1-point lead at the half, and, that was a game where it looked like for the majority of that first half that Martinsburg might come in and get a huge upset, but then Jefferson, as the game went on, slowly started to get back into it, started to really play their game, and then pulled away there in that second half. But overall, I think it was a pretty good performance for Martinsburg in particular. Avion Blackwood scored 32 points in that game to really help keep the Bulldogs in it. LaQuay Clark threw in 16 and 10 from Achilles Whitby. So, it was a pretty good night for Martinsburg. Chase Shipley had 9, but 7 of those 9 coming in the first half. So you really see the difference there from half to half, where in the first half Martinsburg was getting, good scoring from a lot of different guys. Second half was really just Blackwood and Clark that were consistently putting the ball in the basket. So that could be something that Martinsburg tries to focus on here tonight to keep it closer for the majority of the contest. And then for Jefferson, it was really a slow start for them. But that second quarter came, and Jamari Jenkins started to do his thing. Wyatt Shively had a huge game, 22 points. Jenkins goes for 27. You get 15 out of Jaden Gladney, who really closed things out with a big fourth quarter. And Will Shively scores 13 in the contest as well. So, when Jefferson's playing at its best, it's pretty tough to stop them. And it's pretty tough to imagine any team knocking them off. But teams like Martinsburg and Hedgesville have at least been able to keep it close. Hedgesville already did knock off the Cougars this season, but I think that was a wake-up call for Jefferson, and that's why we saw such a dominating performance for them in their last game against Spring Mills.
Yeah, and Nick, when you kind of look at things since that game back on January 3rd, Martinsburg is 3-4. Most recently, 2 straight losses, one in conference to Musselman and one to the best team in the state last Saturday, Morgantown, and you flip sides to Jefferson. Since that game against Martinsburg, they fell by 8 to Goretti out of Maryland, 64-56. They beat Musselman by 32, beat Washington by 32. They lost by 10 to Hedgesville. They beat St. James by 15, and then they beat Spring Mills on Tuesday night by 19 points. And, Nick, that game we had for you on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. It just seemed like Jefferson was ready and they wanted it more.
Yeah, it definitely did seem that way. They were able to force a lot of turnovers, really get the tempo up against Spring Mills. It was a 13-13 game, and then the Cougars ended that first quarter on a 10-0 run to take a 23-13 lead, or a 10-2 run, 23-15 lead at the end of the first quarter. So Jefferson was in control really from that point forward. There was a sequence where the Cougars scored about 6 points in like 10 seconds. So, this team can really play at a high level when they're clicking, and we saw their full potential really from the beginning of that run in the first quarter on in that game against a talented Spring Mills team. For this Martinsburg squad, they're a young team. They're very young, so we're seeing the ups and downs, especially right now, but really throughout the entire season. When you come in, 6-8, and kind of having your moments where you see the potential, like the first half against Jefferson, but also having those moments where you just don't really know how good this team is. I still think there's a lot of potential for Martinsburg moving forward to be one of those teams that you don't want to run into when it comes to sectional play. But, it does seem like a big task here tonight against this Jefferson team. But last time they were up for it for at least a half. So we'll see what we get here tonight with a chance to prepare a little bit more. And, you haven't played since last Saturday, so you should be fresh if you're Martinsburg. And the Cougars, did play a game earlier in the week, but it was expected to be a busy week. School being canceled on Wednesday made it a little bit of a lighter week for Jefferson. So both teams should be pretty fresh, should be, a good game, big rivalry in this area, especially in basketball, but really in all the sports. When Jefferson and Martinsburg get together, it's the two biggest schools in the two counties when you're looking at Berkeley and Jefferson. So, it's a great cross-county rivalry here.
It is a great cross-county rivalry, and, they're kind of on just two different ends of everything here. Martinsburg's played 2 more games. They played 14 to Jefferson's 12. Jefferson 8-4, Martinsburg 6-8. And kind of, but on the other side of it in the conference, because Jefferson's 4-1 at part of that quad up top. And then Martinsburg's on the bottom quad this year right now at 1-4.
Yeah, and that's surprising, right? How many times you talk about a Martinsburg team being toward the bottom of the EPAC in really any sport, especially on the boys' side, from what we've seen from the football program. Of course, the basketball program has had its fair amount of success. The baseball team, so you don't typically see that. But a lot of it does have to do with Martinsburg's youth and inexperience. And, they had that game against Musselman where you thought maybe from a talent perspective that Martinsburg was the better team. But then, Musselman came out and just played, a great game. And they seem to be getting better. So it's a very interesting year in the EPAC. We have those 3 teams that we view as toward the top. And then you kind of have the outlier maybe in Washington who's young but seems to be getting better. And, of course, you have Martinsburg and Musselman that we usually see them toward the top, but they have to replace a ton of seniors from last year, so they're still trying to figure out what kind of team they're going to be. And it sets up for, I think, a really intriguing season the rest of the way and playoffs when we do get to that point. And these two teams, Martinsburg used to run things around here. Jefferson's still trying to run things after last year. I think they have a good chance to be that team when it's all said and done, but it would start with a big win here tonight on the road against Martinsburg, because whenever you wear the black and orange jersey, it's always a big win if the other team gets one against you.
Yeah, it really is. And, Nick, we're kind of seeing maybe the future here for these teams coming up. This is a very tightly contested JV contest that's lasted a lot longer than everybody anticipated, and it could last even longer. It's a 3-point lead right now for Jefferson after they just hit a 3. It's 39-36, 1:09 left in the game. We've been here for about 10 minutes. So what we'll do right now is we'll step aside for our first break of the pregame show. We come back, we'll talk EPAC hoops for you. What else is going on and kind of a mid-season breakdown. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the Countdown to Tip-Off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. Spencer Puinick, Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, John Alderton, Colin McLaughlin. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop here. As taking a little bit longer than anticipated for this JV game to wrap up. We'll still have 20 minutes after the conclusion of the JV game. So, Nick, with that time, we'll talk about EPAC hoops. What else is going on tonight? There's a couple games going on tonight, a few games going on tomorrow. We'll talk both boys and girls here, but we'll start in boys since we have a boys game right now. In Hedgesville tonight hosting Washington. That getting ready to get underway. Then tomorrow, Hedgesville travels up to Berkeley Springs. Right now, Spring Mills getting ready to host University. On the girls' side, Musselman's going to take on Morgantown tonight. Jefferson plays Winfield tonight. Oak Hill tomorrow in that tournament. And tomorrow, Martinsburg takes on Fairmont State. Last night on TV 10, we had girls' hoops action. Washington rolling over Hedgesville 63-21. Washington now 8-8, 4-2 in the EPAC. The Lady Eagles fall to 1-13, 0-6 in the conference. And Spring Mills continues to be unbeaten on the girls' side. They beat Mercersburg Academy out of Pennsylvania 71-43, as they had 25 team assists in that one, Nick. But a lot to take in there. But the EPAC coming down the home stretch here of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're really, getting into the best time of the year once we get into the month of February. That's when basketball really starts to pick up. So if you're a basketball fan, whether it be high school or college, you're really getting into the conference play, the conference tournaments and such. So you mentioned some of these games this weekend, obviously on the other side of the county, on the other side of the county when it comes to
Northern
Washington, Hedgesville. You got a very similar to matchup to the one we have here tonight in terms of it's a young Washington team going up against one of the teams that we expect to be toward the top of the EPAC in Hedgesville. So that's an interesting game. And then the games this weekend, you're getting those good non-conference battles during the weekend to try to help yourself get better, get into a position where you can make a run when you get into sectional play. And also if you're playing teams from the state of West Virginia, those are teams that you could run into in the state tournament. So there's a lot of, benefits to those weekend Saturday games when you're playing different types of competition. As our JV game just concluded, a 42-38 win for the Jefferson Cougars. So a pretty good game there. And I'm just looking forward to seeing how the rest of this season goes from an EPAC basketball perspective, because I think we got a lot of quality teams, a lot of quality players, and that leads to a lot of great games and broadcast and stuff like that. So just looking forward to the remainder of the year.
Yeah, I am as well. And Nick, kind of what's been your biggest surprise this season in boys hoops?
I think I'm a little bit surprised, and not shocked, I guess, but I'm a little bit surprised that Spring Mills has been this good this quickly with their young team. I knew that they would be good this year, but I think the fact that they're already at 10 wins and heading into the game earlier in the year, earlier in the week against Jefferson, they were the top team in the EPAC. I think that surprised me a little bit that they've taken that jump this quickly. Not that I didn't think they had the potential to do that, but I expected it to still be another year before we saw them toward the top, but they've really gotten off to a quick start and a really good start, and not just beating teams around here or, smaller schools in the state. They're playing some pretty good competition as well and taking care of business. So I think they've been not a huge surprise, but I think I'm just surprised that they've gotten off to this quick of a start.
What's your surprise on the girls' side of things?
On the girls' side, that's a good question. In some ways, it's also Spring Mills because they just absolutely dominated everybody. So
I'm not surprised they're after last season, though.
Yeah, but the fact that they're winning by as many points as they're winning by. Because last season they played much closer games against similar teams, but also they had the most coming back. So I don't know if it's a big surprise there. I guess maybe that Jefferson got off to a little bit of a slower start, and I think Martinsburg's been better than people probably expected. If you're looking for more of a positive one, the Bulldogs with 5 wins to this point and only won 1 game a year ago, I think that's a good start for them.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say is, why do you think Spring Mills not getting the shine across the state that they should? Because they're 11-0. They're undefeated in the conference. They're putting up 70, 60, 70 points a game, only giving up 25, 30, 35 at most. I don't know the number right now, but at one point it was 28.5. They're still middle of the pack in the state rankings that come out in the AP or the coaches poll.
Probably has to do with the strength of schedule. Not a ton of teams around here are regarded as top teams in the state in the preseason. Spring Mills and Jefferson received top 10 votes, but Jefferson, like I said, hasn't quite been as good as people were maybe thinking after their run to the state tournament a year ago. So I think that's probably why Spring Mills isn't getting that respect. But if they continue to stay undefeated, continue to beat teams the way they have been, they'll see that respect. And I think they are a team that could make a run in the state tournament when you look at the talent on that roster. Even though, the strength of schedule may not be where you'd want it to be for you to see them get that high seed, which could be an issue if you're the Cardinals. If you go into the playoffs undefeated and don't get a great seed, that could really hurt you. But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure if they are undefeated at that point still, then people will give them the respect they deserve.
That is a good point, Nick. And with that, we'll step aside for our second break here of the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off. When we get back, you'll hear from both of these two teams' head coaches. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes. Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as we get you set for Martinsburg taking on Jefferson here for the second time this season. It's now time for the coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations all around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. First, we'll hear from head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Richard Lewis.
I'm now joined by
should be a good game here tonight, Spencer. Two teams that come in as huge rivals. Last time out, we saw a Jefferson team really come out to a slow start, and after that game against Spring Mills, it really seemed like something changed for Jefferson. And we'll see if that continues here tonight, and we'll see what Coach Lewis has to say about his team's performance and, how they're gearing up for this matchup here tonight.
Yeah, Nick Sarr had technical difficulties
it's
there.
All good.
But now here's the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Richard Lewis.
Joined by head coach for the Jefferson Cougars, Richard Lewis. And Coach Lewis, you guys got a 19-point win over Spring Mills on Tuesday. What did that kind of win mean to your team after falling to Hedgesville the week prior, and kind of just it's 3-horse race in the EPAC, and what did you take away from that game?
It's a big win for us. I think we came out with a lot of energy, a lot of effort. I think the game before that against Hedgesville, a week before that, I think we didn't come out with the same kind of energy and passion. So I thought bouncing back from that loss the week before and then playing well at St. James on Saturday kind of helped us spark Tuesday night's win.
And when you kind of put together the schedule, obviously you got to play your EPAC opponents, but you put in some games where you're going to go down to a tournament here in a couple weeks. How do you think that tournament's going to help you guys go into the postseason with aspirations going back to Charleston?
Oh, each game is definitely going to help us. Tonight's game is going to help us playing against a Martinsburg team that's, historically been beating Jefferson pretty much every year. So just coming in here tonight trying to get a win is going to be tough. Moving forward, we're looking at South Charleston and GW. That's put together, like I said, 2 years ago, so it wasn't really by design to play Morgantown and those teams in the same year, but it was an opportunity for us to get to play in West Virginia State in that atmosphere down in Charleston. So it's one of the things that it's more for the kids, so they can get exposure on the other side of the state, and it'll help prepare us. We play GW, who's ranked number 3 in the state, and then South Charleston just beat them the other day, so all the games are going to be tough down the stretch. So every game is going to be a dogfight. We got Hedgesville again, Spring Mills, Musselman, Washington. So we're looking at every game is going to be a dogfight.
And you mentioned playing Martinsburg, and not the same team that you're used to seeing, but you guys saw them beginning of January, a 16-point win for your team. You guys were able to pull away towards the end. What do you think that the second matchup is going to be like tonight?
Similar to the first one. We were down 8 points that game, so that's something we won't want to change. But they came out and gave us their best shot. Towards the third quarter, we picked up some things defensively and made them do some things they didn't want to do. So our goal tonight is just to come out, play really hard defensively, and then hope we can make some shots.
When you look at players on your team, you got to talk about Jamari Jenkins, Jaden Gladney. They're the two leaders in point scoring on your team. But the third guy on there is Will Shively, and he averages 13, but he can really go off any night and go into the 20s.
Yeah, he's averaging his career is 13 points. So it's funny how he's averaging his career. For his career at Jefferson, he's been averaging 13 points a game. So we're expecting a little bit more out of him each night than 13 points. But good to see him get back on track last game against Spring Mills with 22 points.
What's your team going to need to do to get the victory tonight?
Just come out defensively and lock in like we did on Tuesday. I think that set the tone for the game. So I'm looking for that from our team. And then offensively, we got to make some shots.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We're joined by head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. And Coach Rogers, obviously a tough end to last week for you guys. 2 losses, one to Musselman, one to Morgantown. You knew coming in Morgantown was going to be a tough squad. What did you learn from your team kind of in that ball game and that tough loss to Musselman?
Well, our biggest problem right now is we had a great first half, I thought, at Musselman, and then to come out and do a very good job second half. So that means you're not being consistent. Musselman or Morgantown, we play a good first quarter. We're up, I think, 8 by 3. We're all the way good to about 2.5 minutes left in the half. We turn it over 2 or 3 times, and when you turn it over, that's 2 or 3 we didn't get, 2 or 3 they got, and now it's a 10-point deficit, 13, I think it was at halftime. And then we kind of got back in it a little bit, but then we just we're turning the ball over at the wrong time. We're not being patient. We're kind of getting down on ourselves. So if we could ever put a full 4 quarters together, I'd like to see what this team could really do.
You've had a lot of time in practice this week, the other games. What have you guys been doing in practice all week?
Well, we've really been trying to shore up everything that we've had going on all year, trying to improve it, trying to make it better. It's going to be a tough one tonight with their quickness. So I've seen Jefferson when they've had great shooting nights. I've seen them when they've not had great shooting nights. Kind of hope is they're not night.
And you talk about Jefferson. You guys played in the beginning of January as a 16-point loss for your team. What'd you take away from that game?
Well, again, we're winning at halftime. It was probably 4 minutes to go in the game. We're only down about 6 or 7 points, and then we turn it over. We ended up with 3 or 4 turnovers in a row, another 10-point swing. That's what we've got to stop. We've got to be able to say, hey, we're not going to do that. I'm going to be very cautious of that tonight. You're probably going to see me use timeouts during that situation. If I think we're getting to the point where we're getting frustrated, we're not where we're supposed to be, not doing what we're supposed to, we got to get that thing. We got to get that momentum stopped.
And what have you seen kind of from Jefferson this season? They're not the same squad they were last year, coming in undefeated to every game. But obviously it's kind of that 3-team race at the top of the EPAC with them included.
Well, they're very good. They've got good athletes. I like their intensity. I mean, they are constantly trapping you and back tagging you, and they do a good job. Last time they hurt us on the glass. I mean, Will Shopley got 22, and he was averaging 8. So, or Wyatt. So, we know Will can shoot it. Wyatt can, but Wyatt's our board man. But you can't let someone who's averaging 8 points get 22. And that's another one of our weaknesses right now. We're not a good rebounding team. And that takes, you just got to be in your mind, you got to block somebody out and want to rebound and play with a big heart.
Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was head coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. Before that, it was head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, Coach Richard Lewis. And that will do it for this segment of the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off. When we get back after this 2-minute break, we'll get Nick's keys to the game and players to look out for. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We're all familiar with the phrase, size matters, and sometimes it does. Sometimes you want a bigger home, a car, a bigger chainsaw or boat, and yes, a bigger diamond. And sometimes it's not about size, S-I-Z-E, at all. It's about size, S-I-G-H-S. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Yes, those size matter. That's what your holiday gift is about. Not how big the box is or how big the gift is. Instead, do you hear those precious sighs when she opens it? That sweet sound? that says, I love it, or I can't believe you got this for me, or how did you know, or this is way too much. All of which means it's perfect. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. For that gift, come to Bechtel Jewelers. From diamonds to silver, rubies to emeralds, pendants to hoop earrings. Why a gift from our store? Really, it's simple, because does matter.
And Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, Dylan Bishop, as we're happy to have you with us for this one. Now it's time for Nick's Keys to the Game. Keys to the Game. The key to your next car is at the Heffley Motor Company. They're located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. If you need a car, they got a ton in the lot. I was over there today, and a lot is full over there at Heffley Motor Company, so go check them out if you want for all your used car needs. But, Nick, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Well, starting with Jefferson, I think it's really important for them to play the way that they are capable of from start to finish. That was really lacking in the game against Martinsburg last time. You were down at halftime. Like Coach said, they were down 8 at one point in that game. And that was really an issue for Jefferson at that point in the season. And it has been an issue up until potentially the other night against Spring Mills. I think that could be the point where we see this Cougars team start to become the team that we expect them to be. And but tonight you need to continue that momentum that you got from the Spring Mills game. And I think just from start to finish, look like the Jefferson Cougars. And then another thing I think what that would help you do that is if you're able to contain Avion Blackwood. He scored 32 points last time out. And when that happened, Spencer, you and I both said, we're not going to see too many 30-point performances in a loss. So if he gets 32 again tonight, the odds are that Martinsburg is going to at least be in the game, if not have a great chance to win. So I think that's my keys for the Cougars. For the Bulldogs, Coach Rogers hit on it, and it's really been the thing missing, right? They got to do a better job of rebounding, and just really everything on the defensive end, I think, needs still improvement from the Bulldogs from a consistency standpoint. You got to rebound the basketball, and rebounding is just purely an effort thing. Some of it is height, but a lot of it is if you can box out and just put the effort in to grab the rebounds and make sure that you have that mindset of when a shot goes up, I got to find somebody, box them out, and go get the basketball. I think that's going to be really important because if you let Jefferson just continue to get second chance opportunities, they will make you pay. And then, you got to beat the press, obviously. This is a Jefferson team that wants to speed up the tempo, wants to force you into turnovers. And then once you beat the press, it's really important to take care of the ball, slow things down, set up your offense. You don't want them to hurry you up too much that you end up taking bad shots.
Yeah, Nick, and, when you look at this Martinsburg team, their time's dwindling down on the season, and after the interview ended, I was sitting there talking to Coach Rogers for a couple minutes, and he says, if we can get things together. And then I started talking. I was like, yeah, if you get things together, you never know what could happen in that sectional matchup. He said, right on. So this Martinsburg team may not look like the team that you're used to, but they could easily knock off Hedgesville or Spring Mills in one of those games. But, Nick, now it's time for the players to look out for, brought to you by Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all their legal needs. They're 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or online at suttonandjanelle.com.
I think the players, I'm going to go with guys that maybe you don't typically think of, at least on the Jefferson side. I'm going to go with Wyatt Shively because he had 22 points last time these two teams played, and he was the difference in Jefferson getting that win. And so far, we have yet to see Martinsburg play, tough against any big man down low. We saw Jackson Ruess have a big game. We saw Wyatt Shively. We saw Morgantown, obviously, work the ball inside quite a bit and get guys going, especially in that second half. So they got to slow down Wyatt Shively. He's my player for the Cougars. And then for the Bulldogs, we know that Avion Blackwood probably has a big game here tonight, but you're going to want to see a good game from LaQuay Clark if you want to have a chance to win.
All right, now it's time for the starting lineups brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call them at 304-263-4343. We'll start with the visitors in the Jefferson Cougars. Number 0, guard Jaden Gladney. Number 10, guard Jamari Jenkins. Number 11, Tayshawn Roper. Number 20, Will Shively. And number 45, Wyatt Shively, the brother duo starting as they always do. Now over to the Bulldogs. Number 0, Avion Blackwood. Number 2, LaQuay Clark. Number 3, Chase Shipley. Number 5, Achilles Whitby. And rounding out the starting lineup, it'll be number 11, Shazir Baker. These teams coached by Dave Rogers, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. And for the Jefferson Cougars, they're coached by head coach Richard Lewis. And that will do it for the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. On the other side of this break, we will have tip-off for you. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as we are ready to get things going. Opening tip-off brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Nick, it's a classic. It's a cross-county rivalry. It's it's Martinsburg, and it's Jefferson. And, Coach Lewis said, there's been so many times that Martinsburg really dominated the series, and now it's kind of swinging the other way. But Martinsburg, they can still win on any given day. It just depends on how they finish out games. Coach really said, he goes, it's about putting together 4 great quarters.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the beauty of basketball. Any team can win on any given night. That's why I've said it before on the Sports Mix, even if you're the best team and the number 1 seed heading into sectionals, nothing's guaranteed that you're going to come out and make it to Charleston. So the best team doesn't always win. The more talented team doesn't always win. And this Martinsburg team has enough talent where they could pull off a win here tonight. And while it would be an upset, it would certainly not be out of the realm of possibility.
Wyatt Shively getting ready to tip it for Jefferson. It's Achilles Whitby for Martinsburg. Martinsburg gets it. That is LaQuay Clark. Clark now to Shipley. Chase Shipley over to Whitby. Whitby to Clark. Clark's going to shoot a three. That one's off the mark. No good. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Jaden Gladney. Gladney now up the court. Fast-paced game here as always for the Cougars. Avion Blackwood back there on defense, and he's able to stand in the way, and it's going to be a turnover. Martinsburg ball. That's Shipley now with possession.
Excellent job by Avion Blackwood to go straight up and wall up defensively, not committing a foul there.
Ball's turned over on the pass to Baker, but it goes out of bounds, so it'll stay Martinsburg possession here. 7:22 remaining in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Ball into, now it's Clark. His shot's no good. First shot of the game brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131. That's Wyatt Shively. His shot's no good. Tries to get the rebound tapped out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Also brought to you on TV 10 for this quarter by CMA's Honda of Winchester at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Ball in now to Wyatt Shively. Back out to the outer edge. And a three coming that time from Gladney is no good. Rebounded by Wyatt Shively. Now ball taken away by Blackwood. Blackwood's going to run the distance, and he's going to lay that up and in. Martinsburg now on top, 2-0, a minute and 10 seconds into the contest.
Well, that's that defensive back instincts from Avion Blackwood there, just jumping the passing lane, and you know, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's so tough to stop in transition.
Cross-court pass now to Wyatt Shively down low. He's going to lay that one up and in. Wyatt Shively, the first points of the game for the Cougars.
Well, you can tell early on, Spencer, there is an effort to get Wyatt Shively involved on the Jefferson side.
And now Blackwood, he's going to lay it up and in. Now 4 points for Avion Blackwood. As surprised nobody's face guarding him tonight. Ball in the corner now to Will Shively. Back out now to Gladney, over in the corner to Roper. Now to Jenkins for deep three. That one's in and out, no good. Ball tapped around, and it's laid up and out of there, no good. Baker up for the rebound, and he's fouled.
The thought process on why maybe you don't see a face guarding from Jefferson might be, well, last time he scored 32 and we still won. So it's like he can get his, but do we want to allow it easier for Martinsburg's other players to get theirs? I think that might be the point of emphasis for the Cougars on why they're not face guarding Blackwood.
Ball inbounded to the Bulldogs and get fouled once again. I believe it was on Shively, the one prior. Did not get who this one was on. Ball inbounded now to Shipley. Shipley now to Whitby. Whitby's going to go up the center of the court. Pass down low to Baker. Baker lays that one up and in. 6-2 lead for the Bulldogs here. 5:38 remaining in the first quarter. Jenkins now to Will Shively. Will Shively over to Gladney. Gladney thinks about the three, decides not to, passes to Jenkins. He's going to dribble drive through the lane, and he's fouled as he goes up for the basket. He'll shoot two.
While Martinsburg's defense hasn't necessarily been great at times, the effort that we've seen early in the game, this is the best I think they've looked from an effort perspective that I've seen this year.
Jenkins' first shot is off the front of the rim, no good. Second shot upcoming here. Cut the lead in half, and that's what it does. It's now 6-3. Ball inbounded, but taken away. Now it'll be Jenkins over to a three. Believe that was Gladney. Gladney with the three makes it a tie ball game here, and we got a foul once again. Or no, it'll be out of play, Jefferson ball. As they're showing that same defense they showed on Tuesday night, Nick.
Right, it goes from 6-2 to 6-6 very quickly.
Wyatt Shively has his shot blocked by Whitby. That's got to be an early candidate for the rejection of the game. Blackwood now takes it up past half court, trying to set up the offense here. He's going to move around to the side. He's going to dribble drive in and pass it over to Shipley. Now to Clark. Clark's three is on the way, no good. Ball rebounded by Will Shively. Up the court now to Gladney. His layup is up, no good. Wyatt Shively, put back is good. He's got 4 points, and now Jefferson on top, 8-6.
Got to put a body on him.
Blackwood now to Clark. Clark over to Shipley. Shipley mishandles it, but is able to get it back. Going to come back out a little bit, then dribble drive in the lane. He's going to lay it up, and ball was blocked out of bounds. It'll remain with the Bulldogs. Here, 4:26 remaining in the first quarter. Jefferson with the 8-6 lead. Inbounded to Whitby. Whitby from Clark, deep three, no good. Rebounded by Will Shively. Will Shively's going to get past half court. He's going to start to go through the lane. Over to Gladney. Gladney now to Jenkins. Jenkins, a floater, and that's good. Jenkins now with 3 points on the night. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 10-6 Jefferson on top. In to Baker. Baker's layup is good. Shazier Baker now with 4 points for the Dogs. Ball now in the offensive possession for the Cougars. Over to Will Shively. He's got nothing down low, but Baker comes in and fouls him. Trying to fight for the ball.
Yeah, Baker off to a good start offensively. And he's a guy that, returns with a little bit of playing time from last year, and I was expecting to have a pretty good season. It's been a little bit of a slow start for him. I think foul trouble's hurt him at times, but there's a lot of potential on Baker's side.
Ball inbounded now to Wyatt Shively. He's going to have the ball poked away by Shipley. Now in the game is Jackson Steen. Jackson Steen's going to run the offense back to Baker. Now to Shipley. Shipley's going to get a screen from Whitby. He's going to dribble drive all the way down, and that one's off the glass and in for Chase Shipley. He's in the score column tonight. We were tied up at 10. 3:22 left in the first quarter. Ball now passed all the way over to Gladney. Jenkins trying to set up the offense. The top of the key, ball nearly taken away by Steen, but instead it's Gladney with it. Ball tipped around and going back the other way is Shipley, guarded there by Fritz, but Shipley goes back no good. Rebounded there by Blackwood. His shot's no good. Rebounded by the Cougars. Going back the other way now it's Gladney. Gladney's going to take a shot, and that one's off the mark, no good. Baker with the rebound. Up ahead to Shipley. Shipley's all alone, and he lays that one up. Score the field goal. He'll go to the line. Chase Shipley now with 4. Could make it 5 on this free throw coming up.
Yeah, mistake there from Fritz, and that has to do with not a whole lot of basketball experience, I think, for Isaiah Fritz, where he commits that foul. There's really no reason to make that play. Shipley was clearly out in front. At that point, you just kind of let him go up for the layup because you don't want that three-point play. Shipley
has the ball up and around and in. So Shipley now with 5 to lead the Bulldogs and lead all scorers in this one. 2:40 remaining in the first. 13-10. The Dogs have a lead. Caleb Linton in the contest as well for the Bulldogs, as well as Moses Talley for the Cougars. Inside to Will Shively. Back out now to Fritz. Now to Jenkins. Jenkins through the lane. Fritz thinks about the 3. Now it's Will Shively with the 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Talley. Talley back out to Gladney. Gladney from 3. That's off the mark. No good. Whitby skies up for the rebound and it's poked out of bounds. Will remain Martinsburg possession here. 2:12 remaining in the first quarter. Ball inbounded now to Blackwood. Blackwood's got to get past the timeline. He passes over to Whitby. And Whitby just throws it away. They're pulling what they did against Spring Mills, and it's already starting to trap them here, Nick.
Yeah, that's true, but, so far Jefferson isn't really executing on the offensive end, which has helped Martinsburg hold on to this lead. We'll see how these final 2 minutes of the quarter go.
Ball now down to Talley. Talley's shot is rejected by Linton. Back to Whitby now. Blackwood driving down the lane, and he's going to lay that one up and in.
6 points now for Avion Blackwood. 15-10. The Dogs have built a 5-point lead over the Cougars. 1:50 left in the first quarter. Ball now to Fritz. Fritz now with a nice pass to Talley. Back to Fritz. He'll think about the three, and he shoots it. That one is straight through. Isaiah Fritz into the score column with 3 and makes it a 2-point ball game. 15-13. Dogs on top. Now to Blackwood. Blackwood down the court, and he has the ball pushed out of bounds. They'll remain with the Bulldogs. 1:28 left. A 2-point lead for the Bulldogs. Ball inbounding is Steen into Whitby. Whitby now to Shipley. Shipley's going to think about dribble driving. He takes a shot from the free throw line, no good. Skying up for the rebound is Jenkins. Jenkins is going to take it back the other way now. He's going to give dribble drive through the lane himself. His layup's no good. And Shively trying to get it back. That's no good. Whitby with it now. Whitby up ahead to Blackwood. Blackwood, he's going to drive, and that one's going to roll around, no good. And Whitby is fouled as he tries to go up. What?
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
They're going to give it to Talley with a push. But they
ruled it on the field.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he was not shooting. He wanted to get that shot, though.
That would have been an incredible finish if Avion Blackwood would have made that shot.
Yes. But Steen now into Linton. Over to Shipley. Shipley going to try to back it out, set some things up here as I'm a little tongue-tied. Over to Steen. Steen now dribble drives back to Linton. His layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Wyatt Shively. Wyatt Shively is going to find somebody, and that is Isaiah Fritz. All alone, he's going to pop a three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Linton. Linton's going to go somewhere with it. He goes to Shipley. Shipley now to Steen. Steen. Dribble drives over to Linton. Linton's layup is up and good. He's in the scoring column. It's a 17-13 lead. 25 seconds left in the first quarter.
Really good pass from Steen. Early on, I think both teams have had some interesting shot selection at times, and that's led to some tough misses.
Jenkins now with it. He's going to go in with 3 and 2 and 1. Wyatt Shively's shot is no good, and the buzzer goes off to end the first quarter. It is Martinsburg with a 4-point lead, 17-13. We'll take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll get you started in the second quarter. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 60 seconds.
We're all familiar with the phrase, size matters, and sometimes it does. Sometimes you want a bigger home, a car, a bigger chainsaw or boat, and yes, a bigger diamond. And sometimes it's not about size, S-I-Z-E, at all. It's about size, S-I-G-H-S. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Yes, those size matter. That's what your holiday gift is about. Not how big the box is or how big the gift is. Instead, do you hear those precious sighs when she opens it? That sweet sound? That says, I love it, or I can't believe you got this for me, or how did you know, or this is way too much. All of which means it's perfect. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. For that gift, come to Bechtel Jewelers. From diamonds to silver, rubies to emeralds, pendants to hoop earrings. Why a gift from our store? Really, it's simple, because does matter.
Back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The Bulldogs on top, 17-13 here as we enter the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store anymore, at 360 Hackles Way in Martinsburg and online at Orsini's.com. Also by the Skinner Law Firm. Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613. Go to SkinnerFirm.com. The Cougars with possession now. Jenkins to Kylan Johnson. Now back to Jenkins. Over to Johnson. There's going to spin it around. Down low. Now to Wyatt Shively. He'll spin around. He'll pass it over to Gladney for 3. And that's through. It's a 1-point ball game. Gladney with another 3. 17-16, 7:38 left in the second quarter. Blackwood now. He's got it to Whitby. Whitby is going to pass it now to Steen from 3. And that's off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Wyatt Shively. Shively's going to pass it to Gladney. Now to Jenkins. Back to Gladney from 3, and that's no good. Ball rebounded by Steen, but it's floating around now to Jenkins. He's going to lay that one up,
and then score the field goal. He'll go to the line.
Excellent play by Jamari Jenkins to stick with that kind of loose rebound and then also draw the foul on the shot. And, Jefferson's all of a sudden right back into the game now in the lead. And what's allowed them to do that, even though Gladney missed that last three, they're leaving him open, and he's been able to knock a few down here in this first half. So Cougars picking it right back up.
He nails the and one attempt, so it's 19-17. Whitby tried to inbound it to Shipley, and I guess it comes off the hands of the defender, Johnson. So they're going to give it to the Bulldogs.
I thought that hit off of Chase Shipley's leg, but
I was right there with you. That's why I said, wait, they gave it to the Bulldogs in my head? I was gonna say Cougar possession. Whitby now gets it in, but it's a 5-second call. Or no, it'll be a holding.
Chase Shipley was speaking to the official saying that Johnson was holding his jersey, and then they actually called it on a player holding Avion Blackwood's jersey.
Yeah. So it'll be Martinsburg possession over to Shipley. 7:05 left in the first half. Shipley now has it. He'll take a free throw shot, essentially. That rolls around and no good. Hangs on the rim for a second. Now to Kylan Johnson. He's going to go in, and that's blocked, but they're going to call the foul on LaQuay Clark as they come to the ground with some contact, and I guess he nicked the hand there.
Yeah, great effort by Clark, which you like to see, but I think definitely might have got him even with the body potentially. Tough play, tough situation to be in, but you like the effort on both sides.
Kylan Johnson's first free throw is up and good, the younger brother of Cam Johnson, who's at Potter House Prep and will go to an MEC school next year.
He's going to Notre Dame.
Yes,
correct?
Notre Dame College. Second one is up and good as well. Name of the school just popped out of my head momentarily when I was going to say it. Clark from three. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Gladney. Gladney's going to move it up the court. Passing it now to Jenkins. Jenkins is going to pass it to Johnson from three. That's through. Kylan Johnson now up to 5 points as he scores 5 in a row. Now to Linton. Linton hesitates. His layup is up and good. That was a great job by Linton to stop, hesitate, go up for the layup. Now to Johnson, thinks about the three. Now a three on the way from Gladney is good. And a timeout's been taken as the Cougars did what they did the other night. They're now up 27-19 all of a sudden. We'll step aside for a 30-second break. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 30.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where all of a sudden the Cougars have an 8-point lead, and 5 of those points coming from Kylan Johnson, Nick.
Yeah, and then, Jaden Gladney's just left wide open for an open three. You got to guard him. He's one of the best shooters in the area, so Martinsburg, good timeout here from Coach Rogers.
Clay Clark now with just inside a jumper inside the 2-point or 3-point arc, no good. Ball taken away by Clark, but he's going to get his second foul here.
Yeah, definitely reached in there. And Clark's shots have just not been falling, but he's got to keep shooting, keep his head up, and be smart on the defensive end now because that's 2 fouls on him.
Jenkins is going to get a rest as Roper comes back in. So it's Will Shively, Wyatt Shively, Kylan Johnson, Jaden Gladney, and Tayshawn Roper. Now to Wyatt Shively. He'll dribble, drive, hesitate. He's blocked, but he's fouled. On the floor from Martinsburg is Blackwood, Clark, Whitby, Linton, and I'm missing somebody here.
Blackwood? Shipley?
No. Whitby.
I thought you said him. But they're going to have to get Jameer Hunter in here for LaQuay Clark, who just picked up his third foul. So, I mean, he can't play probably the rest of the half. And
it's not good. First shot was up and no good. Second shot from Wyatt Shively makes it through. So he misses one, makes the second one. Ball inbounded now to Shipley. Shipley gets fouled. Body there by Kylan Johnson.
And both teams are at 6 now, so we'll have 1-1 following, or for the rest of the way on the next fouls.
Ball inbounded now to Shipley. Shipley is going to take it all the way, but he's going to travel. He thought he had the.
They called a push off. I thought maybe they were going to get him for that since that was an elbow. And, of course, that's the one situation where we won't have 1-1 because it's a player control.
Yep.
Which is kind of a joke between Dylan Bishop and I going back to a Shepherd game.
All right, Cougars with possession. Kylan Johnson now to Wyatt Shively. Wyatt Shively's going to pass it to Gladney. Gladney fakes the shot, but he's got it blocked by Whitby. Whitby with another block tonight.
Well, that's one for the highlight reel on both Chase Shipley and Achilles Whitby because Shipley hurdled Johnson and then Whitby got another big block.
Wyatt Shively now to Will Shively at the top of the key. Over to Gladney from 3, and that's off the mark, but they're going to get Jameer Hunter with the foul. I feel like whenever he's in, either he gets fouled or he fouls somebody, Nick.
It's the football player in him. He likes contact. But again, I mean, somehow Gladney gets wide open. Now, it was a good effort by Jameer to get back to him and contest the shot, but unfortunately for him, he picks up the foul as well.
Gladney's first shot rolls around and in. So what was a 17-13 lead at the end of 1 for the Bulldogs is now a deficit of 10. Could make it 11 with this shot.
Yeah, 16-2 run.
But it's no good, so he'll go for his third free throw. Third one coming up here from Gladney, who's 1 of 2 tonight. That third one goes straight through, swoosh. So he's now got 11 points. Ball inbounded to Shipley. Shipley's going to slow it down. He's got to get past the timeline here with the trap. Ball down, taken away, intended for Litton. Wyatt Shively gets it, though. Over to Kylan Johnson. Kylan Johnson guarded by Hunter. Now over to Wyatt Shively. Ball taken away on the pass to Blackwood. Blackwood's going to go the other way. That shot's no good.
Jump ball. Should keep it with Martinsburg here.
According to Dylan, he says that Cam Johnson is now at Notre Dame right now. We'll have to confirm that via the roster later on here. But, I mean, it does make sense. He went to a prep school and he transfers for the second half. But a 3 on the way from Shipley, that is no good. Rebounded by the Cougars. Down to Jenkins. Jenkins' shot is no good. It'll be out of play, but it'll be Cougars basketball.
Yeah, I think Dylan's right about that. Because I remember talking about his commitment on the sports mix at some point. So he probably is playing currently for...
At least on the roster. As a mid-year transfer. Ball down. Wyatt Shively's shot is no good. Rebounded by Hunter. Now it's Blackwood at the top of the key. 4.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. The Bulldogs down 30-19. We're up 17-13 at the end of the first. Whitby, a deep 3 on the way. That's no good. Rebounded by Jenkins. Jenkins now over to Gladney. Gladney now has it. And now a deep 3 from Jenkins is no good. Rebounded almost by Wyatt Shively. Now to Gladney. Over to Wyatt Shively into Will, or from Will to Wyatt, excuse me. Ball rolling around, and there'll be a foul here as Rashad Reed getting ready to enter the contest for the Martinsburg Bulldogs as well. Who's coming in for the Cougars there? Moses Talley. As Wyatt Shively checks out. Might be a little hurt. I'm not too sure here.
Picked up a foul, so that could be why. But, you see Reed come in here, and even though Martinsburg, wins this possession because of a foul on Shively, they're not winning the effort on the defensive end here.
Shot's no good. Rebounded by the Cougars. Getting confirmation YouTube comment section from Cam Johnson himself. He says he is at Notre Dame. Ball moving around, and it's no good. And all of a sudden, Rashad Reed has it on the floor, but it'll be Cougar possession.
Coach Lewis is going to take a timeout, which I think makes sense. They've been a little bit sloppy here on the offensive end. While I've liked the aggressiveness of the Cougars in terms of keeping possessions alive, they're just not getting great shots.
We'll take a break with them. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30 seconds.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. A 30-19 lead for the Cougars over the Bulldogs. 3:41 left in the first half. It'll be Cougar possession. Gladney to inbound it. Talley, Jenkins, Will Shively, and Tayshawn Roper on the court for the Cougars. Ball inbounded now to Will Shively. He'll pop a three, and that's straight through. Will Shively finally gets into the scoring column tonight with a three in the corner. Now to Hunter. Hunter to Reed. Reed can't handle it. He's going to pass it back out. Ball's tipped and taken away by Jenkins. Roper now to Jenkins. Ball inside back to Jenkins. He'll fake the three, drive in, and the ball's rejected by Reed, I think. Will Shively with another three. Back-to-back threes by Will Shively. He goes from no points to 6 points here in the matter of less than 30 seconds. Ball inbounded, nearly taken away. It is taken away by Gladney. Gladney now to Shively. He'll shoot another three, and that's through. Go off, Will Shively. 3 threes in a row for the senior. And that forces the Dogs to take a timeout. All of a sudden, it's a 20-point lead here, 39-19. And Nick, wow, Will Shively back-to-back-to-back threes.
Yeah, he's woken up, right? Unleash the beast. Captain Cougars in the building.
I mean, when he was going past him, I was like, he's going to nail that in my head. And he does. And Nick, if you're Martinsburg, what are you doing here? With your coach Rogers, what are you saying in this huddle?
I mean, you got 2 points this quarter, so it starts with you got to find a way to slow it down, I think, a little bit. I think they're rushing some shots, rushing some passes, and that's what Jefferson does to you, right? They speed up the tempo. They make it so difficult for the opponent once you get down to get back into the ball game. So take it one possession at a time right now on both ends. You need to draw something up here out of this huddle to get us an easy basket, go to one of your go-to plays, get a bucket here, and then on the defensive end, just try to stick with your guys. Maybe go, I don't know if you want to go to a zone because, the Cougars would just shoot over top of it, but it seems like they're having issues sticking with people man-to-man. So, change some things up here. We're going to see Robinson in the game. I mean, it starts, though, with this possession. You get a good basket, get it first past the trap, and then go to one of your design plays to get an easy shot, hopefully, for you and get up back on the scoring column.
Blackwood now passes to Robinson. Now back to Shipley. Shipley is going to get a screen from Reed. His layup is up, no good. Rebounded by Will Shively. Will Shively is going to pass it out. And it's going to be into the hands now of Jameer Hunter, who pops it out, and now he's got it back. He's stuck now over to Shipley. Shipley's layup is up and good. Just the third and fourth point of the quarter for the Bulldogs, 39-21, a three in the corner from Fritz, and that's good. 9 threes so far for the Cougars in this first half. Over to Shipley, and he's fouled by Talley.
Well, it just continues to amaze me about Jefferson is everybody can hit threes. I mean, Isaiah Fritz has 2 of them here tonight. We've seen Talley make threes. We know Will Shively can make them. We know, they're going to bring Vickers into the game. He's a good shooter. You got Johnson off the bench. It's like just something's in the water over there at Jefferson High School where they all just know how to shoot.
First shot, from Shipley is up and good. He's now 2 for 2 this evening.
As John gives us a shot of the water, maybe Martinsburg and the rest of the teams in the EPAC can figure out what's in that water.
Second shot from Shipley is up and no good. 42-22. 2 minutes left in the first half to Kylan Johnson. He's going to have a nice backwards pass. Unfortunately, Talley can't handle it. Now in the game here is Ty Vickers, but now it's Fritz. Fritz's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Robinson. He's fouled, and he'll go shoot the 1-and-1. So on Moses Talley, his second. It'll be Robinson at the line. On the court right now for the Bulldogs, it's Matthew Robinson, Jameer Hunter, Chase Shipley, Avion Blackwood, and Rashad Reed. Matthew Robinson's shots coming up. First one is no good, so he's now 0 for 1. Cougars now over to Vickers. Vickers will pass it over to Will Shively. Will Shively, another foul by Hunter. One and one. Will Shively at the line. His first shot is up and good. He's now got 10 points. Second shot is up and straight through as well. 11 points. 44-22, 134 left in the first half. Ball nearly taken away by Will Shively, but it goes out of bounds after his hand touched it, according to the referees.
Yeah, it's definitely very close. I thought there was a chance that Avion Blackwood's finger might have touched it on its way out, but tough for the official to see that officially. So
Chase Shipley now over to Blackwood. Blackwood will drive in off the side of the basket, no good. He gets his own rebound, and then he lays that one up and in. He's got 8 points. Johnson now down low. The shot coming there from, it's Gore, Chet Gore, checking into the game. So it's a 22-point lead now. Another foul on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you look at Chet Gore. I mean, Jefferson just says, oh, yeah, here's our 6'5 freshman. I can also make threes, by the way. He's going to make a few.
Yeah. Well, it's Shipley at the line once again. He misses the shot but it'll be 2 shots here because they're in double digits. So second one upcoming from Shipley. Shot is up and good. Makes it 46-25. 103 left in the first half. Ball now down to Fritz. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Rashad Reed. He'll hand it off to Shipley. Again, no LaQuay Clark because he's got 3 fouls here. Down to Jameer Hunter, and he's going to have that one blocked by Will Shively. No foul. And it'll be a turnover.
That's a great defensive play by Will Shively to not only get the block without fouling, but to get it off of Hunter as well.
Now over to Kylan Johnson. His shot is good. Kylan Johnson now with 7 points. Bulldogs can't get it past half court. They've got to get it past. They're going to get a foul here?
Yeah, it looks like it on Kylan Johnson, but he's had a really good second quarter. Throws in 7 points here for you off the bench. A guy that could probably start for a lot of teams around the EPAC, but the only reason he doesn't really is because they like Jenkins and, Gladney. That's probably the best backcourt in the EPAC, and then you also add Tayshawn Roper to that mix.
First shot from Shipley is up and good. So he's just racking up these shots right now from the line. 10 points, make that 11 to lead the Bulldogs here. 48-27, they're down to the Cougars. 22 seconds. Rashad Reed with the steal, now to Hunter. Hunter's going to take it out, pass it to Shipley. Shipley's going to go in, and they're going to get the charge. As
Chet Gore
takes the charge.
Position to take that charge. So, the freshman's contributing in a lot of different ways so far.
Will Shively to inbound. Into Ty Vickers. Back to Will Shively, over to Fritz. Fritz passes it to Kylan Johnson. He'll think about the three, but instead he can't hold on to the ball and it goes out of bounds. So it'll be Martinsburg possession here. 5.8 seconds left in the first half. Into Shipley. Shipley with 3 and 2. He loses possession, and that will do it for the first half. The Cougars come back from down 4 at the end of the first to take the lead. 48-27, a commanding 21-point lead for the Cougars. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll get your first half stats, break down the rest of things here. As we get into the half, you're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce the relocation of our Berkeley Medical Center outpatient rehabilitation services to 1002 Tavern Road. This move gives Martinsburg Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation more room, more convenient parking, and a covered drive-up, drop-off area. WVU Medicine will continue to offer physical, occupational, and speech therapies for both adult and pediatric patients, as well as specialized services. For more info on this new location and services provided there, call 304-264-1214.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here. A 21-point lead for the Cougars, 48-27, as we get into the Mansion Ferretti halftime show. Where it's about seeking justice for you at Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com. And Nick, it was a 4-point lead, 17-13 for Martinsburg at the end of the first quarter. And then, what is that, a 35-point second quarter for the Cougars, and only a 10-point quarter for the Martinsburg Bulldogs makes it 48-27.
Yeah, it was a good end to the second quarter, I think, for Martinsburg, at least compared to how the Bulldogs started that quarter. But overall, Jefferson just really dominated, and whether it was forcing turnovers, which led to easy layups, or, just shooting the lights out. So the Cougars are clearly rolling right now, and while Martinsburg's not completely out of it, they're definitely in a very tough situation here to start the second half.
All right, let's look at the scoring here for you. We'll start with the Cougars. 11 points for Jaden Gladney, as well as Will Shively. 7 points for Kylan Johnson. 6 points for Fritz and Jenkins each. 5 points for Wyatt Shively. And 2 points for Chet Gore off the bench. Then to the Martinsburg side, 11 points for Chase Shipley. 8 points for Avion Blackwood. And 4 points for Shazier Baker and Caleb Litton apiece. And that's where it is right now, 48-27. Your score. We'll take a step aside for a 2-minute break here on the halftime show. When we get back, you'll hear Dylan Bishop back in the studios. He'll get you updated, maybe some other scores from around the EPAC. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2 minutes.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Welcome to the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. My name is Dylan Bishop. Halftime Scoreboard Show brought to you by Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. Your score at halftime from the Bulldogs Coliseum in Martinsburg Coliseum, is Jefferson 48, Martinsburg 27. Some other games going around the EPAC tonight are Hedgesville versus Washington and Spring Mills versus University on the boys' side of things. No score updates from there, but we'll try to get you those as the night goes on. Girls' games as well, Musselman at Morgantown and Jefferson versus Oak Hill. But which will get you some scores here from around the rest of the basketball world here in the NBA. Here in the third quarter, the Bucks lead the Pacers 98-75. Minnesota leading Memphis 58-50 with just under a minute left in the first half. With 2 minutes left in the first quarter, Miami and Orlando are tied at 24. And Oklahoma City leads the Cavaliers 21-19 with 2:30 left in the first quarter. Get you some hockey scores as well with 4:08 left in the second period. The Sharks and Hurricanes are tied at 1. LA Kings up 3-0 on the Panthers in the second period. Islanders up 1-0 on the Red Wings, 2:30 left in period number 2. The Rangers leading the Golden Knights 2-1 with 6 minutes left in the second period, and the Senators lead the Maple Leafs 3-2 in the second period as well. So that's their scores from around the world of sports tonight. One game that has not started in the NBA, Warriors and Raptors at 10 o'clock. Again, we'll try to get you some scores in the post-game show and perhaps throughout the broadcast for Hedgesville versus Washington, Spring Mills versus University, and the girls' games as well going on for Musselman and Jefferson. We'll get you back to the action at the Martinsburg Coliseum after this 2-minute break. This has been the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show brought to you by Mountaineer Pub. After this 2-minute break, we'll send it back to Spencer and Nick at the Coliseum.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as we get you set for the second half. 48-27 is the lead for the Cougars over the Bulldogs here. The Cougars will have possession into Jenkins, Now to Will Shively. Over in the corner now to Gladney. Gladney over to Talley. Will Shively will dribble drive through the lane, and he'll put that one up and through, up to 13 points for the game high this evening. 50-27 is the score. It's taken away by Wyatt Shively. Wyatt Shively over to Jenkins. Jenkins will dribble drive in. He'll lay it up and in. Score the field goal. No, it'll be a turnover. No, he will score the field goal and go to the line. Here's Jenkins. He's got 8, looking for 9 here.
Not the start you wanted if you're Martinsburg. Give up a pretty easy drive to the rim for Will Shively, then turn it right over, and then Jenkins is able to get an and one.
And he nails the and one. He's up to 9 points. Into that is Baker. Now over to Blackwood. Blackwood will dribble through the lane, and his shot goes up and around and in. 10 points now for Blackwood. Down to Jenkins. Jenkins has it now. That was Roper. Shot back out now to Gladney. Now to Wyatt Shively. His shot is up and good. Wyatt Shively with 7 points. 55-29. Over to Clark. Clark to Steen. Now to Blackwood. Blackwood will dribble in, loses possession of it in the hands now of the Cougars. Going back the other way now is Gladney. His shot's no good. Well, Wyatt Shively put back shot and good. 9 points now. Back-to-back field goals for Wyatt Shively. Into Baker now to Clark to Shipley. Shipley in the other corner to Blackwood. Blackwood thinks about the three and he decides to take it, and that's off the mark, no good, but rebounded by Shipley. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. .6:26 remaining in the third quarter as Shipley will go to the line once again. He's 5 for 7 tonight. At that 5 for 8, he misses the first one. Second shot is up and straight through. He's got 12 on the night. 27-point difference here, 6:25 remaining in the third quarter. Cross-court pass nearly taken away by Blackwood. That was intended for Gladney, but the last guy to touch it was Gladney, so it'll be Martinsburg possession here. Third quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Also by Smallwood Small Insurance Group in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Shazier Baker fouled as he goes up for the layup. He'll shoot 2.
A good effort there by Shively to get in the position, but couldn't quite slide over quickly enough to take the charge.
His first shot is up and straight through. Baker now with 5 points on the night. On the court for the Bulldogs, it's LaQuay Clark, Chase Shipley, Avion Blackwood, Jackson Steen, and Shazier Baker. He nails the second shot. He's got 6 points. It is a 25-point ball game here. As Blackwood will save it into Clark. Clark's going to go through the lane, and he's going to put that shot up no good. Rebounded there by Roper. Roper down court to Gladney. His shot is no good. All the way down court will be out of bounds. Too much on that pass from Blackwood.
Yeah, you get a good rebound and a transition opportunity, but then you don't make a good pass with it. If you're Martinsburg, that's disappointing.
Will Shively inbounds it now. He'll inbound it to Jenkins. Jenkins guarded by Shipley. He's going to get it past the timeline. He's going to dribble drive through the lane, a wide open lane. He's fouled as he goes up. And he'll shoot 2. That foul on LaQuay Clark. That's his 4th.
Yeah, it's been a tough night for Clark.
He's still not in the scoring column.
Hasn't gotten the scoring going, hasn't got it going on the defensive end with now 4 fouls, and he's going to probably have to go back to the bench here soon, but they may not be aware of his 4 fouls. I'm not sure.
Steen comes out for Whitby, and then it looks like Matt Robinson
will probably come for Clark.
Yep. As Gladney's shot is up and no good. Jenkins, you're right. Now over to Blackwood. Blackwood slips on the ground, ball taken away. Now it's Gladney. He'll go up for the layup, and that's good. Ball now over to Whitby. Whitby down low to Baker. He can't get the handles on it. Has to come out now to Robinson. Excuse me, that's still LaQuay Clark in the game.
Yeah, he didn't get the sub in.
Didn't get the sub in.
Second free throw was missed.
Baker now with it. Blackwood. Now up to Clark. Clark. He'll lay it up and in and get in the scoring column, as Nick just said here. He's got 2 now. It is a 26-point game, 60-34. We got a foul.
And then he
just fouls out of the game. You lose one of your best shooters for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's been an off night for Clark, but you can't commit that foul there.
Ball inbounded now from Shively to Kylan Johnson. Now over to Gladney. Gladney to Fritz. Now in the corner to Johnson. His 3 is off the mark, no good. Wyatt Shively tips it around. Will Shively tips it around. Now to Blackwood. Blackwood's going to lay that one up and in. He's got 12 points. Kylan Johnson's trapped. He's going to pass it now over to Fritz. Fritz in the corner to Will Shively. His 3 is off the mark, no good. Baker nearly gets the rebound, but Will will get it himself now to Wyatt. Wyatt underneath. His layup is good. He's got 11 points now into double digits. Ball to Matt Robinson. Robinson kind of Thought he was going to take a jumper from the free throw line. Ends up having it taken away. Going back the other way now in the corner to Fritz from distance. That's no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's layup is up and no good. It'll be tipped over to Baker. Baker now controlling it for the Bulldogs. He's going to dribble drive through the lane, lay that one up and in. Shazier Baker now up to 8 points, 62-38.
Well, Baker's brought it tonight. Problem is, Martinsburg just hasn't had enough scoring from its other players.
Ball nearly taken away by Blackwood. Instead, it's Gladney. Now over to Wyatt Shively from 3, and he's got the distance to nail a 3. He's got 14 points.
Something about playing the Bulldogs, I guess Wyatt Shively just comes alive.
Ball now taken away by Johnson. Johnson's going to lay that one up and in. Kylan Johnson now into double figures with 11. And another timeout will take one with him. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30 seconds.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too. Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here. 67-38 your score. Jefferson on top of Martinsburg. 3:09 left in the third quarter. And it'll be Jefferson possession here, but nobody to inbound the basketball. They're all looking at each other. No, it'll be Martinsburg possession. I thought it was going to be Jefferson the way the ref was looking at it, but it'll be Martinsburg ball. To Baker. Baker now to Blackwood. Blackwood now over to Shipley. He gets past the timeline. He'll dribble drive through the lane and lay that one up and in. Are they going to call it before the shot?
I think they scored it. Yep.
So it'll be over to Shipley. He's got 14, looking for 15. Shot is up and straight through. Makes it 67-41. Now Kylan Johnson's going to run the court. Pass it over to Gladney from 3. That one's off the mark, no good. Ball now. Fritz tried to tap it off the Bulldogs. No, couldn't do it. Now it'll be turnover, and it'll be a layup by Blackwood. He's got 14 as well. So a 24-point ball game now. It'll be Johnson. Now over to Wyatt Shively, another 3. Have a night, Wyatt Shively. Back-to-back threes when he makes shots here. 70-43.
Everybody's a shooter, Spencer.
Yeah, and now it's a turnover. It's Talley. Up to Shively. Back over
the passing for the big man.
Wow, he can shoot from distance. He can shoot down low. He can rebound, and he can dish it out.
Especially against Martinsburg. He just doesn't like those Bulldogs.
Fritz has now got 8. Ball over to Shipley. Shipley down to Baker. Unfortunately, the pass just behind him, so it'll be a turnover. Gladney is out. Coming in is Vickers. Vickers now will take it all the way to the distance. The ball is blocked, but they're going to get. They're going to call that on.
Should be a charge.
Yeah, it was a charge on Fritz.
Ty Vickers was trying to go coast to coast. Yeah. Wyatt Shively was open in the corner. He was calling for it. He's like, let me shoot it again. But he's going to come out now. Chet Gore enters as Jefferson is just, pretty much cruising at this point. But even this second unit, like we've said before, these guys can all play too.
Blackwood now dribbles through the lane. He lays that one up and no good. Rebounded by Kylan Johnson. Kylan Johnson now to Fritz. Fritz is going to drive the court, drive in. His layup's no good. Gore with the board. His shot's blocked. He gets the board back, and he's blocked but fouled on that one by Caleb Linton.
I got a tough decision on my moment of the game, Spencer.
Yeah. Probably way back in the second quarter.
Well, I like that one, but there has been an emergence here in this third quarter that might have been a little bit more entertaining in some ways.
All right, well, the first shot there. Is that Ty Vickers? No.
Chet Gore.
Chet Gore.
And he goes 1 for 2.
1 for 2. That's Blackwood. He'll drive the distance, score the field goal. He'll go to the line. Blackwood, 16, looking for 17.
Yeah, he's not giving up, which you like to see from Avion Blackwood. I mean, even though this game is well in control for Jefferson, the senior. Jameer Hunter's joined the team here late, so he's not the only senior on the team anymore, but he's still their leader, and he's given his best effort.
He nails the free throw. 17 points for the senior. Now in the corner, Fritz from 3. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Baker. Baker is going to take it past the timeline, pass it to Blackwood. Blackwood's got to slow down because it's behind him. He's going to pass it now to Robinson. He can't keep the handles on it. Going back the other way now is Fritz, guarded by Shipley. Number three. Fritz can't make it, and Linton has it, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Martinsburg basketball here. 73-46 is the score here. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Over to Baker. Now to Blackwood. Gets it past the timeline. He's fouled by Kalen Johnson. So it'll be Martinsburg possession here. Did somebody just foul out? Kylan Johnson?
He might have. I know he was getting kind of close at one point.
Yeah, Kylan Johnson fouls out of the ballgame.
He played well, though.
So two guys have fouled out of the ballgame. One for each team. Shot over there by the Bulldogs is no good. Jenkins going back the other way as third quarter begins to expire. Under 35 left. Jenkins' shot is up and no good. Rebounded there by Chet Gore. His layup is up and good. He's got 5 points this evening. Shipley now driving the court over to Linton. Linton down low. His shot's blocked, but are they going to call a foul? That was a little late foul.
Yeah, it did seem a little late. I thought overall it was pretty good defense. Might have got him on the hand on his way up.
Foul on Moses Talley. Believe that's his third.
Well, I think that might have been away from the ball, but either way it's 1-1. So
Shipley at the line once again tonight.
Chase Shipley has had a good game, and really he's emerging as a pretty consistent scorer for the Dogs.
Make that 8 for 11 now at the line tonight.
If he continues to grow, you can already tell, he's got a lot of athleticism.
Second shot is up and good.
Really good length. So there's some good potential there in Chase Shipley to be a great player for the Dogs moving forward.
Roper takes it the distance. His shot's no good. Rebounded by Baker. Baker's going to run it the distance. 9 and 8 seconds over to Blackwood. He lays that one up and in. Avion Blackwood, 19 points, a 3 on the way. That's no good. End of the third quarter, 75-50 is your score. We'll head to the fourth quarter. After this 1 minute break, you're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 60 seconds.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here. 75-50 is the score as we head to the fourth quarter, as Martinsburg will have possession. Over to Blackwood. Now to Shipley, over to Steen. Now to Baker. Baker is fouled by Will Shively.
Very high-scoring third quarter, Spencer. We had 27 from Jefferson, 25 from Martinsburg.
Yeah, very high-scoring, and it'd be interesting if it was a closer game to see how that scoring would go. But at the line,
it reminded me of the first game, where we had like a ton of points in that first half.
Baker's layup is up and no good on the 1-and-1. So we're already at that point here. 7:45 remaining in the ball game, and it'll be they're going to call the foul on Steen.
It should be on the way up there for Gladney, who will head back to the line.
Fourth quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number one by making you number one. Versus Parsons. Shot here on the free throw. That shot is up and good for Gladney. Gladney has 17. Make that 18 with another free throw good. Fourth quarter also brought to you on TV 10 by WVU Medicine. Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. 77-50 is the score, 7:39 remaining in the contest. Ball in possession by Shipley. Shipley's going to dribble drive through the lane. He's going to lay that up and in. Chase Shipley. 18 points. On the other end, we've got a foul.
Mr. Gladney's heading back to the line.
Be on Linton.
And this is the thing, like with Jefferson, like you can see a big quarter from Will Shively. You can see a big quarter from Jaden Gladney. You can see a big quarter from Jamari Jenkins. We saw a big quarter from Wyatt Shively here tonight. They just have so many different guys that can score in double figures, and they can do it like throughout a game. Each one of them take over, which makes them a very tough team to stop.
First shot was no good. Second shot was good. 78-52 is the score. Shipley now with it, trying to set up the offense. He's going to pass it over to Blackwood. Blackwood is going to pop a three. Avion Blackwood's three is no good. Rebounded by Will Shively. Now to Jaden Gladney. Gladney over to Jenkins. Back to Gladney. Back to Will Shively. Now over to Vickers in the corner for three. That's no good. Ball pushed out and rebounded and grabbed by Will Shively. And he's fouled going up for the shot by Caleb Linton. That should be Linton's third foul here as fouls begin to pile up in this one.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Jefferson's continuing to go hard to the basket.
Was that the fifth foul?
I'm a little surprised that this unit's out on the floor for the Cougars, but I would expect maybe just a minute or so more of these guys, and then you'll really empty out the bench just to make sure things don't get too sloppy and you let Martinsburg back into it, because you did give up 25 points that last quarter.
Will Shively's first free throw is up and good. And checking in is Garrett Height for Caleb Linton. And Coach talked to him at a Musselman game, and he said Height's shown a lot. He deserves to be on this varsity team. Second one by Shively is up and good. 80-52 is the score. Blackwood now will dribble drive through the lane. He's fouled. Score the field goal. He'll go to the line.
But it is turning into quite the free throw shooting contest, Spencer.
21 points now for Blackwood. Turning into what last game was between these two teams, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, it's been high scoring, and these teams can put up some points. So.
Blackwood at the line. He's 1 for 1 this evening.
No good. Rebounded there by Talley. Up to Gladney. His shot is up and no good. Height nearly gets the rebound, but Wyatt Shively has it. Ball almost goes out of play, but a three on the way. That's no good. Rebounded by Wyatt Shively, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Martinsburg basketball.
Shively just continues to eat on the offensive glass. Saw that against Spring Mills. Saw it in the first game between these two teams, and we've seen it throughout this game tonight.
Got a turnover here.
Not really a turnover since it was a jump ball, but 80-54, so Cougars in well control of this
ball
one.
inbounded to Jenkins. Jenkins runs the court. He lays that one up and in. Jenkins now into double digits with 11. Coach Rogers not happy down there with the refs. And now Richard Lewis not happy because they think the foul was on each other, the opposite team. But at the line here will be Shipley.
Shipley's had a nice night of practice from the line. He shouldn't miss another free throw the rest of the season, Spencer. In-game situations.
That one is up and good. Second one upcoming here. 82-55 is the score. That one is no good. Nick, you broadcasters jinxed it there.
I didn't really jinx it because he had missed earlier, but now he can't miss the rest of the year.
6 minutes left in the contest. I believe Garrett Height comes in recently. He's got the foul there on Wyatt Shively.
And we're back to the line.
Wyatt Shively at the line. 13, 17, make that. He missed that one. First shot is up and no good.
Just kind of a flat release on that one from Wyatt Shively, which we didn't see on his three-pointers. So just shoot it like you shoot the threes, and you'll be all right. That's a better release, but no good.
No good there. Ball down the court now. Shipley thought about the three, decides not to do it. Now over to Robinson. Robinson thinks about the three, over to Baker. Baker's going to take the deep three, and that's straight through. Shazir Baker down to double figures with 11. And that is Ty Vickers on the other side, and try to answer the three, no good. There'll be a foul on, is that on Jamari Jenkins? Or a jump ball? Jump ball there. It'll be Martinsburg possession. Martinsburg takes it up now. And it'll be Garrett Height just inside the three-point arc. No good on the shot. And ball's out of bounds. Will remain Martinsburg possession. Ball inbounded now to Blackwood. His shot is up and no good. Nearly gets stuck in the corner. It'll be Cougars possession. That is Gladney with 5 minutes left to go in the contest. 82-58 is the score. Spencer Dupuy, Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. It's Ty Vickers with the basketball. And it'll be down low to Jenkins, and Gladney. That shot is up and good. Blackwood with it now. He's going to pop the three, and that's too much on that one. No good. Ball down to Gladney, and he's going to lay that one up and in. Ball now over to Blackwood. He'll dribble drive through the lane, lay that one up, no good. Rebounded by Moses Talley. Now over to Vickers. Vickers' layup is up and good. Ty Vickers into the scoring column here. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. 88-58 is the score. Shot on the way there from Shipley's no good. Down low now. Another layup by Jaden Gladney. He's piling on the points tonight. 90-58's the score. Coach Rogers takes the timeout. We'll take one with him. You're tuned into EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 30 seconds.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here at Martinsburg High School. As got a final tonight around the Panhandle. Number 6 in the AP poll, Spring Mills defeats University 79-72. Appears, according to the Journal's Andrew Spellman, Austin Davis and Caleb Robinson just took control of the game down the stretch, and Spring Mills gets back in the win column after a tough loss to Jefferson earlier in the week.
What'd you say that final was?
79-72, Spring Mills with the victory.
I was thinking that was the Hedgesville-Washington game when you told me that score earlier, so
I don't have that score.
Kind of concerned for
Maybe
Hedgesville.
Dylan will have that later on.
But that's a good win for the Cardinals.
90-58 is the score in this one with the Cougars on top. It's Martinsburg with possession. Baker is going to dribble drive through the lane, and he's fouled. And Coach Rogers, again, where's the foul is what he's saying to the referee.
Just a little late on the whistle.
Baker at the line. He's in the double digits already with 11. Make that 12. .31 lead for the Cougars here. Second shot is up and no good. Matthew Robinson gets the board. Back to Baker. He's going to drive through the lane, lay that one up and in. Two's better than one, Nick. So for Baker, he didn't make his free throw, but he got 2 more points. Down low now to Vickers, and that's good.
It's actually Swisher on that
Swisher.
one.
We got another foul here.
And Swisher gets that field goal, so
Roper has the foul.
Let's see.
Baker
Wallace
will come out.
Come in, Reed check in as well. So
it's getting to be a JV game here, Nick.
Yeah, or at least a bench game. Avion's still out there.
Blackwood's shot is no good. But putting the ball up there was Robinson. So he checks into the scoring column. We've got a timeout by Jefferson here. 3:08 left in the ball game. And Nick, if you're Martinsburg, where do you go from here?
Well, you knew it'd be tough, right? Jefferson is a very tough team. You were able to stick around with them for a half last time out, but this time the Cougars are just, I think they've entered the mode of we're getting close toward the end of the season where we just need to take over these games. And for Martinsburg, it's just a tough matchup. So I think what you got to do is you got to try to refocus because it doesn't get easier. You're going to continue to play some of the tougher teams in the EPAC as you're starting to repeat your schedule. So you still got to play Hedgesville one more time. You got to play Spring Mills one more time, and then you'll play, the Musselmans and the Washingtons one more time. But, just try to get better as much as you can in practice. But this is obviously a disappointing performance for the Bulldogs, especially when you had an extra week and you felt like you did some things good in the first time around. But I think this is a Jefferson team that's playing at a higher level and playing better basketball than they were at that point in the season.
Now to Blackwood. Blackwood's going to dribble drive in, lay that one up, no good. Rashad Reed fights for the rebound. And they're going to give it the jump ball there, and it's another game where Martinsburg gives up into the 90s. That's back-to-back games now as they face the number 1 team in the state, Morgantown, last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing 2 top 10 teams.
I mean, there's a real shot here that it's 100 that Jefferson puts up. Shot on the way. That one's no good. Rebounded by Robinson. 2:45 left in the contest. Robinson now has it to Owuna. Owuna now to Bunny. Bunny's shot is up and no good. From 3, Rashad Reed gets the board. Over to Robinson. He can't get the handles. He's able to, though. He dribble drives in, lays that one up, and in. 4 points now for Matt Robinson. 92-67. Ty Vickers turns it over. Bunny now to Blackwood. Blackwood lays that one up and in. 4-0 run now for the Dogs. 92-69. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. Chet Gore passes it back off to Ty Vickers. Ty Vickers now to Wallace. Wallace down low. His shot's no good. He gets his own rebound, though, and his shot's redirected. Bunny's able to get it after Owuna tips it back in. 1:45 left to go. Over to Robinson. Robinson nearly loses handles. Back to Bunny from 3. That's off the mark, no good. Owuna, no good on the putback. Now it's a Cougar possession. They're just going to pass it around here over to Wallace. Down to Gore. Passing back to Wallace. He'll lay that one up and in. Demarius Wallace enters the scoring column. 94-69. Minute and 15 seconds left in the contest. Blackwood. He'll dribble drive through the lane. Lay that one up and in. 94-71. A 3 on the way. That's no good. Ball pushed out, but Bunny has it for the Dogs. Under a minute left. Layup is good. Bunny enters the scoring column with a layup, makes it 94-73. Ball inbounded now to Vickers. Vickers is fouled by Robinson.
Carry
there, so it's a turnover. 94-73 is the score. 44.1 seconds left. Martinsburg has it. Bunny just inside the free throw line, no good. Ball's tipped around, and it'll be stay Martinsburg possession here.
Fritz will check in for Gore. See what Martinsburg's able to do here. 39 seconds.
Ball down for Blackwood, and he lays that one up and in. Could be another 30-plus performance for Blackwood. Ball now to Fritz. Fritz is going to pop the 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Bunny. Under 20 seconds left to go now. He pushes the court to Blackwood. Blackwood lays that one up and in. My score sheet's almost taken all the way up for Blackwood tonight. 10 seconds. Ball taken away by Blackwood. He's going to lay that one up and no good, as we're at 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 as Reese Hickey with possession ends the ball game. The final from Martinsburg as the Cougars take down the Bulldogs for the second time this season, 94-77. And we'll wait now as Collins should be down there. There he is. We'll wait for it here and see if he's down there with Coach Richard Lewis after this one. Nick, obviously a big margin of victory. Ends up being what it is, 94-77. We'll send it down to Colin McLaughlin with Coach Lewis.
Thank you, Spencer and Nick. Coach Lewis, congrats on the win. Your team this week has looked absolutely unstoppable. What has changed mentally in your program this week?
Just kind of chemistry-wise. We have some new players that we added to the mix, so it takes a while. You know what I mean? Just we got some young players, and I think right now they're starting to figure out their roles, and they're coming together. It helps when you shoot the ball pretty good.
Another season sweep against Martinsburg. You guys have continued to really put your stamp on this rivalry as it continues to grow throughout the years. Just talk about this game in particular and
how big of a win it was for your guys this time.
Yeah, whenever you beat Martinsburg, a story program like that, I mean, it's a great win. To have 2 in a row this year, you know, it's really special for our guys because we hadn't beaten Martinsburg until 2015 was the last time. So just for Jefferson High School to come in here and beat Martinsburg 2 years straight, I mean, it's something special. So,
what's next for your program?
We got to keep playing well. I think we got a week off. We got to get healthy. We got some injuries. We're a little banged up. So we got a week off until Broad Fording, and then we go to Charleston, play South Charleston and GW, 2 of the top teams in the state. So we got to get healthy and keep playing the same way we're playing now.
All right, thank you. All right, thanks a lot. Good luck, Coach. Congrats. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Colin, down there with head coach for the Cougars. Now 9-4 on the season, 5-1 in the EPAC. Richard Lewis will step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll start the Palace Lounge postgame show. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 back in 2 minutes.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here as we begin the post-game show. Brought to you by Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials with a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Spencer Dupuy, Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen this evening, John Alderton and Colin McLaughlin. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop here as we begin the post-game show. Nick tallying up some more stats here, but Jefferson improves to 9-4 overall and 5-1 in the EPAC, while Martinsburg falls to 6-9 and 1-5 in the conference. Another big road win here in the thinking about West Virginia on my mind, thinking about the Coliseum in the Fieldhouse for the Cougars back-to-back years, as you heard Coach Lewis mention. But a wild scoring night here as things kind of just dragged on later on with the final score being 94-77. We'll now get to game stats. It appears Nick is ready over there. Game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South and Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Stats. Nick.
Yeah, I had 29. We'll start with the Bulldogs. I had 29 from Avion Blackwood tonight. LaQuay Clark only gets 2. 20 from Chase Shipley, 14 from Shazier Baker, 4 for Robinson, and 4 for Linton. And then on the Jefferson side, you saw 22 from Jaden Gladney, 9 from Johnson, 8 from Fritz, 12 from Jamari Jenkins, 2 from Vickers, 15 for Will Shively, 5 for Chet Gore, 2 from Wallace, 2 from Swisher, and 17 from Wyatt Shively. As Jefferson cruised to a big victory here tonight, and continues to play like the team that we expected them to be at the beginning of the season. So I was pretty impressed with them tonight, and I think Martinsburg has a lot of things to still work on, but did have a few positives in that first half, just not a very good second half. Or really just the first quarter was good, and then Jefferson really started to pull away.
Yeah, I mean, they score 17 in the first. They're up by 4. And just completely changes. Jefferson able to finish the half up 48-27, so only 10 points scored in that quarter for the Bulldogs. But, Nick, we'll get on to the post-game awards here. We'll start first with the one that you were telling me that you were having trouble with, trying to figure out what it was going to be in that fourth quarter. That is the moment of the game, brought to you by Chris Ross and Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 to go to callchrisross.com. Chris Ross, the Martinsburg alumni.
Yeah, I had 2 moments that I thought were really great, and they both came from the 2 brothers, the Will and Wyatt Shively duo. I'm going to give it to Will Shively because his moments were in the earlier part of the game where it was still kind of close, and Will Shively
the 3 threes
had those 3 threes that really seemed to be the moment where Jefferson took complete control of the game. But I did have a lot of fun watching Wyatt Shively knock down some threes and then make a beautiful pass to Isaiah Fritz. So it deserves a shout-out, but Will Shively gets the moment of the game there, Spencer.
All right, now time for the rejection of the game. We saw a few of those tonight. Interested to see which one you choose. But the rejection of the game is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing. For a job done by experienced certified technicians, call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
I'm going to go with Achilles Whitby had that block in the first quarter. That was really good. He had a few that I think were nominations here tonight, but in particular he had one really good one in the first quarter that stood out, so I'm going to go with that one.
All right, now it's time for the final one of the night, and that is the player of the game, brought to you by Kelly's Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, you can call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. This is probably a tough one here.
It really is, because with Jefferson, as it is really all the time, they have guys that just kind of get hot for a quarter.
Yes.
And then you look down at the score sheet, and it's like, well, this guy led the way, but did he play consistently great? And that's where it's tough. But I'm going to go with Jaden Gladney because he did lead the way with 22 points. He kind of helped close things out in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, you know, you have Wyatt Shively pick up 17, which is a rare scoring night for him. Will Shively had his moments. Don't really think Jenkins was in my mind for that, but that's kind of like where I was debating between. But I'm gonna go with Gladney since he did lead the way. And he had some big threes early in the game that I thought really helped him out.
Yeah, that is a great choice for Gladney for player of the game. The Kelly Allstate Insurance player of the game as we begin to wrap things up here. We'll be back on Tuesday for another game. Just flipped locations for the girls' side. It'll be Martinsburg at Jefferson. It'll be a 7:30 tip, 7 p.m. pregame. You'll hear Colin and Dylan on the call. Then we'll be back here on Thursday for Martinsburg girls hosting Spring Mills. 7:30 tip, 7 p.m. pregame. And then Friday, it'll be Martinsburg at Spring Mills with the 7:30 tip-off, 7 p.m. pregame. And then Saturday, we'll once again this year have the regional swim meet live from the Wellness Center on the campus of Shepherd University. That is Saturday, February 4th. We'll have that for you, but that's a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule as we wrap things up here. After this 2-minute break, you'll hear from Dylan Bishop. He'll get you some scores from around the EPAC and what else is going on in the country in college hoops, as well as the National Basketball Association. But once again, the final score tonight, Jefferson all over Martinsburg, 94-77 for Dylan Bishop, John Alderton, Colin McLaughlin, Nick Verslini. I'm Spencer Please saying so long. You'll hear from Dylan Bishop after this 2-minute break. Have a great rest of your night and weekend, everyone.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Welcome into the N1 post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, brought to you by the Farmer & Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. My name is Dylan Bishop for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 with the post-game scoreboard show. Your final from the Martinsburg Coliseum is Jefferson 94, Martinsburg 77. A couple other scores from around the EPAC tonight. Looking first at Spring Mills, the final score there for number 6 Spring Mills is a 79-72 victory over University. And our last update that we got on Hedgesville versus Washington was a 44-18 lead for Hedgesville. So barring a miraculous comeback for Washington, that is another win for the Hedgesville Eagles. We'll get you some scores from around the rest of the basketball world tonight. No top 25 games in men's college basketball this evening. As usual, on a Friday night, we'll look at women's college basketball. There's usually a couple games, and that is the case tonight as UCLA, number 8, is up 19-13 after one quarter against number 25 Colorado. Number 9 Utah leads 23-14 against USC after one quarter, and number 19 Arizona leads Washington 11-9. And we'll look at what we have around the NBA for tonight. We do have one final tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks defeating the Indiana Pacers 141-131 in a high-scoring affair there. 11:07 left in the final quarter in Minnesota as the Timberwolves lead the Grizzlies 89-79. Magic currently leading the Heat 59-52 under a minute into the second half there in Miami. And with 7:42 left in the third quarter, the Cavaliers are up 64-60 in Oklahoma City over the Thunder. And finally, some scores from around hockey this evening in the NHL. Currently, with 5:52 left in the game, the Sharks lead the Hurricanes 3-2. Kings lead the Panthers 3-2 with 6:43 left in that one. With just under 4 minutes left in the game, the Islanders are leading the Red Wings 2-0. With 5.5 minutes left in New York, it's Rangers 3, Golden Knights 1. With 8:48 left in the third period, the Senators lead the Maple Leafs 5-2. And finally, at the end of one period, the Dallas Stars lead the New Jersey Devils 2-0. That's all the scores that we have for this evening's games. Tomorrow there will be a handful of EPAC games around the state. We'll have boys Hedgesville Eagles at Berkeley Springs. The girls' Eagles will also be at Berkeley Springs. And on the girls' side of things, Jefferson will be facing Oak Hill, and Martinsburg will be facing Fairmont Senior. So that's what's going on around the EPAC on Saturday, tomorrow. And that's it for the N1 postgame scoreboard show, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. My name is Dylan Bishop for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, wishing you a great rest of your Friday evening and a great weekend.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.